we are first-year members or returning members, we want to grow as a group because, like Mr. Sharifuddin said, we are the ones that the school has decided to represent the school in all of its endeavors, the things that we want to improve on, the things that we want to accomplish, the way that we want to represent ourselves to the community. We have all of those opportunities, and you guys are at the forefront of that. And a lot of people take student government for granted as a position that you get voted into and then you don't really have to do anything and you get to go on field trips and eat food and it's delicious. But in reality, if our government worked that way, nothing would get done. Democracy would prove to be ineffective, and we cannot let that happen, right? So as a group of students who are democratically elected, democratically chosen to represent your peers and the school, whether it's within the school or to the rest of the community, we have a duty to uphold. We have a job that we have been entrusted with, and we need to make sure we achieve that in one way or another, right? So by the time you enter the seat that you have, whether you're a General Assembly member or whether you're a president or whether you are a commissioner or whether you are the president, you have a job to set out on. And whether you accomplish that goal or job is up to you, right? No matter how big or small, but you definitely want to achieve something in your time for government. Because right now I might not be looking, or I might not know it, you might not know it, but you might have government or civil service in your future. And if you do, bless you, this is a wonderful experience for you guys to just at least get used to the avenues and the channels that you have to work through in bureaucracy or working with other people. That's the main thing, right? Because even if you don't work in government or do anything with social service or civil society in your life, this is still giving you an amazing opportunity to work with peers, not only of your grade level, but at the same school, right? So you could be a senior working with a 6th or 7th grader about genuine issues that exist in the school or genuine things that 6th and 7th grader wants to get done because they have an idea, right? And so at the very least, this is an opportunity for you guys to work and collaborate, because that is something, unless you run off into the forest and live like a hermit for the rest of your life, you will be doing for the rest of your life. Every single one of you, your jobs, you will be working with people. When you go to college, you will be working with people. We're constantly collaborating and growing, because that's honestly how progress is made. We don't do it alone, we do it with other people, okay? That's about it.
I think that's where we are different, to where we do have those one-on-one relationships, professional relationships. We do offer the opportunities. We are part of those opportunities, right? So that's where I think the connection is different in a setting like ours versus, your traditional setting with 6,000 kids, right? What's the likelihood of building those connections? It's difficult. I'm not saying that's wrong, but that's the power of choice. Program, which in the next couple of weeks you're going to hear some good news, because we are signing contracts with urgent care centers to where students in the CNA program are going to have to put in hours in clinical rotation. You are actually now going to see physical patients, confidentiality, making sure you don't make a mistake, right? All of these are going to be in your hands at this point. Huge for students, because by the time you graduate, you pass the state exam, guess who's going to employ you? The same people who took you in for the internship. So right out of high school, you're making a lot of money for working together as a group, making sure everyone's doing their job. And if somebody is behind, right, we don't go after them. Obviously, they're behind for a reason. What do we do instead? Help. Hey, I'm ahead. This person has all the best ideas. Well, no. That's why you vote on them. That's why it's a democratic process. When we came up with the radio station, the CTE, this went through hundreds. If I tell you hundreds of people, this went through hundreds of people, including members of the community. Like beyond your voices, beyond the staff voices, and staff can attest to this, the logo, guess who selected the logo? It wasn't me. No. All 450 staff members of HES voted I think we had at 1.6, came down to 3. And then that logo that's out there was because of 450 staff members who voted for your sign. Guess what? I had nothing to do with it. That goes to show you what shared leadership is, that everyone has a voice, everyone has a say in ideas.
We have everything run by our executive producer. She's not here right now, but she runs the show. We have all these podcasts. We have different events like Nights with the Nest, where we read bedtime stories to kids. We have Chirping with the Nest, where it's podcast every Wednesday at 4 and 9, where we bring up any topic you want, just student related. Like our last question was, what's the most impactful thing you've done? Or what's something that stresses you out as a student and how can you deal with that? So we get questions that relate to us as students, stuff that we can relate to. We also air announcements. We have podcasts. We bring in influential figures to talk about our community. Like we did one with the mayors. We did one with...
Support center is where we support the schools in all aspects. So with all the teachers that you see and the staff you see at the school, it's hired and interviewed here. All the bills for the school, all the budgeting, all the business aspect of for the school happens here. And the tour that you're gonna take here is you're gonna see every department and every function for each department and how things are done here. So you usually see the daily stuff, things happening at the school level, but you don't know how those things are happening. Now today you're gonna see how those happening and how teachers and staff members getting to the school, how supplies are getting to the school, how the schools are always clean and ready for you to come.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. And happy Friday. Who's excited for the weekend? All right, awesome. We're so happy to have you here today. So proud of you. So glad we're here. So my name is Miss Baidoun. I've been working with Hamadi Educational Schools since 2006. I know that sounds like a long time ago. Fun fact about me, my kids went to STAR. 2 of them graduated from STAR and 1 of them is in high school in STAR right now too. So I'm also a parent. I get to see it both ways. I'm the Director of Human Resources. Does anyone know what Human Resources does? All right, go ahead.
They hire teachers, they do whatever the teachers need.
Exactly, that's true. So that's one of the things we do. Hiring staff and making sure like if the staff need anything that we're here to support them, making sure all the staff have the license, credential they need. We also do something very, very important. When somebody has a job, what's the most important thing about that? Getting paid, right? So we also make sure that everybody's getting paid, that they have benefits. I think we're gonna go around support center. You're gonna meet the amazing people who work around here. Ask them questions. Any questions you have in mind, just make sure you ask, and then should we go? All right, and is in order and is correct. That's what compliance really is, right? Cool. So let's start with the human procurement. Do you want to?
Procurement is a large umbrella that involves purchasing, inventory management, supply stuff, and basically for your school and all the other schools, everything that needs to be purchased for your schools goes through
buying things, yeah.
And some level.
Okay.
All right.
Any questions for Mr. Hamdan? Mr. Dakhlallah, who's the Director of Accounting.
Hello everyone, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Do you want to tell them a little bit about what you do, Mr. Dakhlallah?
Over here we do a lot of financial planning and budgets and auditing for the end of the year.
Does anyone have any idea what that might mean?
Auditing?
Yeah?
Fielding?
No, you can. Go ahead.
When some person comes to take a check on things.
Okay, they check on things, right? That's good.
So we pay the day-to-day bills, and then we also plan for the future. So we research and we study a lot of the laws and the grants that are available to the school district. And then based upon that, we analyze like the best way to utilize the funds.
Yeah.
You guys voted for me twice. You have showed me that we can put our foot in the ground and change the way student government works. You voted for the first, I don't know if it was the exact first, but the first junior president. But one time, and you may be the second term president of student government. So thank you.